Hej, siemaneczko wam wszystkim ludziska, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy Ravena. No tak, straciłem save'y do gierki, odpaliłem sobie ją jeszcze raz, przeszedłem od początku, tak więc możemy kontynuować. Przyjrzyj się doktorowi Gebhardtowi.
Dr. Gebhardt insisted on coming along, but now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea.
Okej.
Are you okay, Doctor?
Oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that... Well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the inspector.
Dobra, widzę, że ktoś tutaj się dobija do drzwi Baronowej. Ale nie ma żadnego punkcika interaktywnego, tak więc nic nie mogę zrobić. Tam iść nie mogę. Spójrz na posterunkowego Oliwiera.
The Baroness was 3 sheets to the wind. It may be a while before she comes to the door.
No tak, Baronowa pewnie śpi. Aczkolwiek było słychać jakiś hałas. Dobra, mogę iść na burtę.
All right, Doc. I'm off.
Oh no, I'm not going on a manhunt all by myself. Are you okay? Maybe you had better take a rest, in case the blow was more severe.
I'm okay.
Zerner, up here!
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Sure, you just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zerner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
Okej.
Baroness won't open the door, sir.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert.
No dobra, inspektor Legrand ma podejrzanego, chociaż wątpię, żeby on był krukiem. Wydaje się trochę za młody na kogoś takiego, aczkolwiek mogę się mylić.
You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
What was that?
A shot!
It came from one of the cabins.
Oh no! Baroness von Trebitz? Baroness! Open the door!
Wow, no i mamy morderstwo.
Step aside, please.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby. There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time, we'll get him. Zellner, are you okay?
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zellner! Zellner! Murder!
Wow, to chyba zbyt dużo na nasze nerwy. Zemdleliśmy. Ale na pewno mordercą nie jest ten gościu, którego zatrzymał Legrand. Ponieważ w trakcie, kiedy było słychać strzał, on był z inspektorem.
Ah, you awake? Sleep well, did you?
Sarkastycznie, tak dzięki. Nie chciałem, jak idzie.
I like to sleep late when I take a cruise.
While everyone else is hard at work.
Jacyś podejrzani?
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Inni podejrzani.
Any other suspects?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
You really think he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible.
Co mnie tak zmogło?
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Captain DeConti.
Interesting.
Czyżby kapitan był kolejnym podejrzanym?
It should be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass.
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt. And surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything. Working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
Wypadki.
What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
Dowody na miejscu zbrodni.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course, and we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't.
Okej, ciekawa sprawa z tym morderstwem. Wejdź do sali restauracyjnej, no dobra. Korzystając z chwili rozejrzyjmy się. Może znajdziemy jakieś ślady zatrutego szampana. No dobra. Ogólnie powiem wam tak, rozwiązałem problem z Ravenem. Przeszedłem sobie gierkę od początku, żeby trafić tutaj na statek i kontynuować naszą przygodę. Ale znowu mam problem z Evilem. Mianowicie nagrałem ostatnio pełny cały odcinek, który trwał godzinę. Postanowiłem podzielić sobie go na pół, czyli na dwie części. Pierwszą część zdążyłem sobie zmontować, wyrenderować i wrzucić już na YouTube'a. Ale niestety Arturo jest tak nierozgarnięty, że usunął plik źródłowy. No i niestety nie mogę zmontować drugiego odcinka, ponieważ nie mam tego pliku i będę musiał po raz kolejny przechodzić rozdział bodajże 6 od początku. No chociaż nie od początku, mam tam jakiś punkt kontrolny, ale i tak będę musiał chyba z pół godziny przechodzić gry, zanim dojdę znowu do tamtego miejsca, gdzie zakończyłem odcinek. Bazie. Chyba faktycznie potrzebuję jakiegoś większego urlopu. Troszeczkę odpocząć, nabrać sił i powinno być okej.
Big, soft towels. I could reserve a deck chair with it. No, better not.
Popatrz na leżak.
I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment.
Połóż się na słońcu.
No, Jacob. Business before pleasure.
Oj tam, troszeczkę byś odpoczął. Idź za burtę. Czy coś my tu jeszcze mamy? Jakieś punkciki interaktywne. Wejdź do sali restauracyjnej, popatrz na głośnik.
These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think.
Okej. Idź na burtę. Okej, tutaj możemy wejść do środka, ale możemy też sprawdzić skrzynię.
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency. I hope I don't find myself needing a life jacket.
Też mam taką nadzieję. Możemy wejść na górę. Tu, gdzie został zatrzymany ten Arab. Chociaż tak jak powiedziałem wcześniej, nie wydaje mi się, żeby on był krukiem. Jak dla mnie jest za młody i raczej nie ma w ogóle pojęcia, że ktoś taki jak kruk istnieje.
We were here yesterday when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway. This isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains up here. You can smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and I really don't care, as long as it stays afloat.
Okej. Popatrz na siekierę.
Why is there an axe hanging here? I suppose it's for chopping through ropes in the event that the lifeboats can't be lowered, or they use it to enforce who's allowed on the boat and who's not.
Ale nie mogę jej zabrać.
The ship's bridge. 2 men. One of them navigating. I get the impression that the officers keep things running. It seems like the captain concentrates on the passengers and the bar. I better let the men do their work. If one of them had detected something yesterday, he'd already have informed Legrand or the captain.
I byśmy mieli kłopoty. No dobra. W takim razie zejdźmy na dół. Obejrzyj trap. To tutaj podobno spadła broń z pokoju Baronowej.
Curious. One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed, and yet the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
A może zrobił to celowo? Wiecie, żeby niby zwrócić na siebie uwagę, ale nie do końca. To jest tak naprawdę odwrócenie uwagi.
The gangway is hard to miss. Why did the murderer drop the gun on the gangway? They must have noticed their mistake, even if their back was to the sea. So, why didn't they take the gun and throw it a few meters farther into the sea?
Jakubie, to jest sprawa, którą musimy rozwiązać. Idź do kubryku. Okej, popatrz na posterunkowego Olivera.
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I understand. It was just a ruse.
Pasażer.
Any conclusions about a young stowaway?
Yeah, he's a bit suspicious, foreign and whatnot.
I see. Did he act suspiciously in any way?
No, the shot surprised him as much as it did me. Looked in on him earlier. Still seems to be asleep.
Covered with a blanket from head to toe?
Aha, he's still in there. I poked him.
Przysłuchaj.
May I go downstairs and have a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
Come again?
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he'll understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to guard the door, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
How about a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
Co myślisz?
What do you think? What happened here last night?
The Raven broke into the Baroness's cabin, she surprised him, and he shot her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a rich woman.
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a raven feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did.
Kruk.
Let's assume that the old raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Oh, could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
But of course. It's a fact that he used to work with partners. They even arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the raven himself. Some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safecracker. He could just as well have been a henchman.
Or the real raven. There's probably no better cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
No dobra, obejrzyj butelkę z wodą.
Constable Oliver brought something to drink. You can tell it's not the first time he's had to guard something. The bottle should be full of water, unless the good constable happens to have a secret alcohol problem. No way to verify that. I can't get the bottle without him noticing.
Zapewne będziemy musieli jakoś odwrócić jego uwagę.
The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo hold, although his cell is probably more comfortable than my cabin, and more spacious.
Dobra, póki co wejść tam nie możemy. Obejrzyj sprzęt do shuffleboarda. Co to takiego?
I wonder if this game is an advanced version of bocce. Maybe the inventor realized that it's difficult to play ball games on a boat and came up with an alternative.
No okej. Czy coś mamy tutaj jeszcze? Możemy spojrzeć na morze.
Salty sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair. If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Dobra. Chyba nic więcej tutaj nie ma. Tak więc wróćmy się i wejdźmy do środka statku. Może uda nam się wejść do pokoju Baronowej i zbadać ślady morderstwa. Chyba że to było samobójstwo. Aczkolwiek, czy byłaby w stanie wyrzucić wtedy broń, gdyby się postrzeliła? Wątpię.
The cabin was sealed. I'm pretty sure the seal doesn't have any legal relevance here on the open sea, but I'm still dependent on Legrand letting me join his team. I better not blow it by breaking his seal without permission.
Czyli póki co tam wejść nie możemy.
I better ask Legrand for permission first. My investigations would be much more difficult if he were upset with me because of such things.
Najpierw musimy znaleźć kajutę Legranda. Tam też mamy jakieś drzwi. Obejrzyj globus.
An antique wooden globe. If Galileo hadn't asserted himself back then, this would be a flat disk now. The globe nicely shows that 4/5 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. Looking out the window, I'd call that an understatement.
No dobra, w takim razie zejdźmy w dół. Wow. Co my tutaj mamy? Możemy wrócić się na górę. Mamy alarm. Obejrzyj tablicę. Wejdź do sali szpitalnej. Obejrzyj model.
A model of the Lydia before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways, the cabins, and the saloon were added later. A pitiful attempt to make the interior of the ship seem less dreary. A bit of paint on the walls would have helped more, especially since a plant won't survive long without daylight. There are little stones in the flower pot.
Małe kamienie, powiadasz, tak?
Not only does the poor plant have to make do without sunlight, It doesn't have any soil either.
Może to sztuczna roślinka. Weź parę kamieni.
Really? What am I supposed to do with stones?
Nie wiem co, ale na pewno kamienie nam się przydadzą.
Although, sooner or later.
Choćby, żeby rzucić komuś w okno i zwrócić uwagę.
An evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn, and the like. And here, a schedule of activities. A drink with the captain, a shuffleboard competition on the forecastle. That's about it. A real barrel of fun.
Okej, zanim tam wejdziemy, jeszcze przyjrzyjmy się alarmowi.
An alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact. I'm not paying for this trip, and that's a fair price for my cabin. It's rather plain, shall we say.
No dobra, możemy popatrzeć na drzwi do kajuty Legranda.
That is Legrand's cabin.
Za chwilkę tam się udamy. Najpierw wejdziemy do sali szpitalnej. Jestem ciekaw, co znajduje się w środku. Może zwłoki Baronowej. Będziemy mogli je obejrzeć.
Come in.
Aha, okej.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
And there's the next one.
Excuse me?
You want something else from me, don't you?
I'm afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
Ciało.
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like she was lying in bed. The shot struck her heart. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
And there's just one entrance wound.
Just one.
Środki nasenne. I am told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
Haven't you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't. The inspector said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
Odurzona Baronowa.
Do you think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
Yeah, I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the Baroness wouldn't have lived much longer anyway.
Z czyjej szklanki piłem?
Do you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne. But where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because you were also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
Nabój.
Have you already removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long, once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away himself. But this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
That's understandable. How much longer will it take?
I have just finished. Send my regards to His Majesty.
Thanks. I think that's it for now.
No. That is it for now, then, and later. I'm going to lie down for a few hours. Can you tell that to your boss?
But
Ale nas wypierdzielił na zewnątrz.
could I at least have the key?
Absolutely not.
But if we have to examine the victim again,
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable Zellner.
Gebhard jest coś nerwowy. Czyżby coś ukrywał? Nabój.
that's the bullet from the Baroness's corpse. I don't know much about guns. Legrand will be able to tell me more about it.
No dobra, w takim razie udajmy się do Legranda, pogadajmy z nim. Może da mi też klucze do pokoju Baronowej, żebyśmy mogli się tam rozejrzeć.
Come in.
Faktycznie ma tutaj laboratorium.
Zellner, are you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand. My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache. I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
Okoliczności.
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
But why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, he'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't see anyone near the cabin.
Something doesn't make sense here.
No, it doesn't, and it's driving me crazy.
Broń mordercy.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship, I suspect the murderer tried to drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
Not a bit.
Neither do I.
Broń.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger 08.
Antique.
Manufactured 1,000,000 times during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen from him.
Fingerprints?
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2 bullets.
And it's definitely the murder weapon.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from the corpse. Pay the good doctor a visit, Zellner, and see that he does his job.
About the bullet, here it is.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
Don't you want to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now, though, we can assume that we had the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique Luger 08 pistols on board.
May I take a look at the Baroness's cabin?
We already searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what about now, by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course.
Skrzypek.
Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
Narkotyki.
And this chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Niepewność. Kapitan Di Condi.
I think it was the captain. But he could have got the glass from someone else.
Find out.
Understood.
Okej, złodziej mordercą.
You think that the jewel thief is the murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye, the one the Baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced her to give me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
The thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key,
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still doesn't have all the keys.
Ciekawe. Safe.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Kruk, złodziej klejnotów.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
I'll be on my way. I want to find out who gave me the drugged champagne.
Good idea.
Inspector Legrand, are you okay? Maybe you should take a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the Raven. Goodbye, Constable.
Be seeing you.
No to czekają go bezsenne noce.
Legrand is risking not just his career, but his health as well on his hunt for the Raven. He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why he caught the Raven and no one else.
No dobra, mamy kamyki, mamy torebeczkę i mamy podobno klucz do pokoju Baronowej. Ale udamy się tam w kolejnym odcineczku, tak więc dzięki wielkie za uwagę, trzymajcie się i do usłyszenia. Piona!